Holy shit, guys, 316 is wrapped up, and it was actually a really sick card. We're going to run through a whole recap of the entire event, starting from the early prelims all the way to the main event. Obviously, we got Merab versus Sean. Most of you guys probably know the results already, but I want to give you guys my kind of opinions on the fights, what I saw, and just the card in general. So we're going to start off at the bottom. We're going to go all the way to the top. Let's get right to it. This was actually a really good card, and I heard some people saying like a 7 out of 10. Maybe it's, again, because, you know, all the other fights, like, the cards the last, like, month have been absolutely atrocious. Kind of like what I said in the predictions. But this card was better than I thought and better than I expected. And maybe if it was, like, you know, we had a couple banger back-to-back cards, I would be like, okay, this card was, you know, an 8 out of 10. But it was really good. It was 9 out of 10 for me. This was the first card in a while where, like, I stayed up late, the main event is on, and I am sitting there, and I'm like really excited for the main event. You're like nervous, you're like anticipating what's gonna go on. Like, this is one of those events that have those big fight feels. Like Merab versus, obviously, Kayla versus Juliana was a big fight, but like it did not feel like a big fight. But Merab versus Sean, like, there's some actual like career implications there. Like, and two big names. Like, Merab has gone from like being Merab, where everybody's like, oh, he's boring, like in the last couple of years when we first started seeing him climb the rankings, to now like Merab's everybody's goat, and he is the bantamweight goat. But I digress. This fight card had some big fight feels, and it was really exciting to, like, you know, I was on the edge of my seat, like watching every second of that main event. And although it turned out the way it did, it was still like nice to have that feeling again in the UFC fight card. So right off the bat, we got Markel Medeiros versus Mark Chwinski. Dude, Mark Chwinski's the absolute dog, but Markel Medeiros is a really good striker. I was actually impressed. For some reason, I haven't seen Markel Medeiros' fights before. That's my bad for being casual, but his striking is really good. He mixes it up super well. He's got very creative striking when he's in there. He's switching stances really nicely. He's kind of got like a little bit heavier, I guess, lightweight kind of Sean O'Malley slower style of fighting, where he's switching stances smoothly. He's landing nice 1-2s. He's landing good low kicks. He's mixing it up very, very well between all of his weapons. He did a really good job in this fight. And I mean, if Mark Chwinski wasn't like an absolute kind of brick and wasn't super, super tough, I think he would have, you know, finished the fight like a lot earlier. But Mark Chwinski is a really, really tough dude. He was there the whole fight. He was trying to win the entire fight, even though he's outclassed. This is something that I like. We're gonna get to like Patchy Mix and the other fights later, but I've talked about this so many times on the channel. I hate watching people let fights get away from them. This was not Mark Chwinski's fight. He wasn't good enough to win against Markel Medeiros, but he gave himself a chance. He didn't just let this fight like get away from him or just let himself get finished. He was in there. He was being a dog the whole time. He tried everything he could to try to get Markel, like, a win over Markel Medeiros up until the very end. And honestly, I think if he was a little bit smarter in that last, like, you know, minute where he actually got Markel Medeiros down, he might have been able to get a finish. But it was like, you know, it would have been a lot for him to get a finish in that point, but he might have been able to. He kind of went for a sub when there's like, you know, 45 seconds left. At this point, like, you kind of just got to smash, and then hopefully the sub opens up, or you just land a big shot that rocks them and maybe you finish it. He had a good opportunity at the very end. He didn't quite, you know, do enough, but also he's been getting beat up for like 13 minutes, and he's probably, first of all, sore, but also extremely exhausted. But the fact that he even got Markel Medeiros down and was winning at the end of the fight was really impressive. So, good fight for Mark Chwinski. I want to see him fight again. I enjoyed his fight, and I enjoyed Markel Medeiros' fight. It was a really good fight for Markel Medeiros. He looks really good, and he's ready for somebody better than Mark Chwinski, I think. He was levels above Mark Chwinski. Quinlan Salkiel. Okay, listen, guys. The Aussie gang's up. Bedtime MMA is, you know, somewhere in my back room over there. And, dude, Quinlan Salkiel looks... he's got this crazy-ass, like, shorts up to his belly button, like, look to him. But, man, he's a good fighter. And he's skilled, and he's well-rounded everywhere. People are really hyping up his striking. I think his striking is good. I think he has great striking. He's really young still. I don't think his striking is where it will be at the end of his career. I think his striking will improve and improve and improve, and he'll eventually get to like a level where like this guy's really got really, really good striking. But his striking was decent, very decent. Like, it's well above average, but it wasn't like, man, so smooth, so slick. But he does some things really nicely. He was doing well in the striking. But what really impressed me in this fight, and I guess kind of everybody, was his grappling against Yooo Schmoes, because everybody kind of thought, like, if, Yanniel's going to win, it's going to be the grappling, he's going to have the advantage over Quillen. And we all know Quillen's a very well-rounded fighter from what we've seen in the past. But, I thought Yooo Schmoes would have the advantage there, and Quillen just shut that down. He did very, very well in the grappling, the gritty aspect of it. He was tired in the third round, but he did everything he needed to win this fight and, make a point. He got 8 takedowns against Yooo Schmoes, kind of controlled him and dominated him in a lot of those positions. He got hit with a couple big shots from Yooo, or whatever you want to call him. But he took them well, and he always came back, and it was a really good fight from Quillen. Let's see, he was almost minus 400, which is crazy. I was going to say the fight was a little bit closer than that, but it really wasn't. Quillen Sakio minus, getting hit with a couple good shots, really had a good performance. All right, guys, listen up. Now we got the Chinese McGregor, dude. He's even got the aura, with the tattoos and stuff like that. He's shredded against a pudgy Indonesian man. Jeka Saraji. Jeka Saraji is he actually looks more shredded in this picture than he did coming into the fight. He's definitely a little bit of a thick boy. I think he could probably actually fight at 135. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he could probably fight at 135, and he might actually have a little bit better of a chance down there. He's a little bit small, height-wise, for the division, especially when you put him against Jusang Yu, or McGregor 2.0, or whatever, Noodle McGregor. But he just had to, he's, first of all, he's not the most technical striker, and definitely, not a huge grappler, Jeka. So he's looking for big shots, and when he's kind of trying to rush in, looking for big shots against somebody who's way taller than him, he's going to have a hard time no matter what. But against somebody like Jusang Yu, again, we haven't really seen him in the UFC, but dude, his striking is super clean. It's super technical, and he's looking for precision shots. He's very good at getting out of the way. And if you have somebody like Jeka who's just, kind of trying to bum rush you, a little bit like Merab, actually, with his chin up overextending, he's going to get clipped. And it was a beautiful, beautiful shot from Jusang Yu that was placed perfectly on the chin. Didn't even look like he hit him that hard, but just the placement was absolutely perfect. And I haven't seen somebody fold forward like that in a long time. Dude literally just did one of the full face plants to the canvas. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. And he was out for a while, but dude, Jusang Yu, we'll see how well he is well-rounded, but very, very, very good fight from him, and an incredible win. 28 seconds face plants Jeka Saraji, so and crazy. And then we got another Asian W on the scales. Ariana De Silva actually looked pretty good in this fight. She obviously got outstruck almost 150 to 65. I was doing other things during this fight because it wasn't the most exciting Wang Tong fight that we've ever seen. But it was still a good fight. It's still a good striking fight. I thought it was closer when I was watching it, but looking at these stats, crazy. 143 significant strikes to 63 is just, that's absurd. And obviously De Silva came in, 8 pounds overweight or whatever it was. Apparently she had a tumor, which was making it really hard with her weight cut and stuff, which is crazy. If you have a tumor, you probably should not be fighting. But Wang Tong, she looked good in this fight. I thought maybe this was a fight that she could get a finish in, or should get a finish in, but she still took the fight against an opponent who's, way bigger than her, and she had a really good striking match. Ariana De Silva is trying to strike against Wang Tong, which, for the most part, it's Wang Tong. She's a really, really high-level striker. You're going to have a hard time. But she did better than I expected. I think if she mixed it up a little bit more, she might have had a little bit more success. But Wang Tong with a W minus, wow, the odds were pretty heavy on her. So far, we've got every fight picked right. So far. We did really good in this card. I think I only got 2 wrong, but actually, no, I got the Chaos Williams fight wrong. Dude, Andreas Gustafsson is an absolute fucking unit. And this guy's I always go full retard mode. He kind of just patches the vibe, but dude, he straight up went full retard mode. He absolutely did, and he just crushed Chaos Williams. Unrelenting pressure, using his big ass neck traps and just literally shoving his head under Chaos Williams' chin and making it Such a dirty, such a grimy fight. It was a really, really impressive fight from Andreas Gustafsson. This dude is mean. This dude is like, he's like, I talk about trying to cause damage in every area. This guy is literally trying to cause damage in every single aspect of the fight. Like, he's clinching, he's breaking, looking for elbows, literally just rubbing his forehead into your face. He's just doing everything he can to make it a grimy, like, violent, aggressive, and just uncomfortable fight. His pace was on. He literally just pace mobbed Chaos Williams the entire fight, and he put a beating on Chaos Williams. Like, he absolutely beat Chaos Williams' ass from the beginning to the end. And really, he looked really good. He looked really dominant. I'm excited to see more of this guy's fights. Like, it was a really impressive fight. And he was an underdog too. I mean, he looked really, really good out there. Sergey Spivak got kind of robbed against Waldo Cortez Acosta. I actually just watched it just before this, and it didn't look like it was like, I mean, when you look at total strikes, it's like 111 to Waldo Cortez Acosta. People were saying the first round and the last round were Sergey Spivak's probably, and Waldo Cortez Acosta maybe won the second one, but you can come on through. Yeah.
I don't want this shit.
Okay. Hello, it's me. People were saying that Sergey Spivak should have won, and I can see that. I did watch it back like right before this, and Sergey Spivak, the first round was closer than you guys make it seem. I would still give it to Sergey. Third round's definitely Sergey's, but you could give the first two to Waldo. 30-27 is insane, but anyways, it is what it is. It is what it is. The professional Azamat Murzakanov. Dude, I bet against this guy. That was my bad. I should have never bet against a professional. He just looks like a blob, and every time I see him, I'm like, dude, this taxi driver ain't beating anybody, but he's good. He's super good. He's super technical. He always lands that big shot. He always finds a way to, get one of those big shots in, and he's a guy that's really good at getting a finish. Like, if he's hurt his opponent, he knows what to do to finish the fight, and that's exactly what he did. He finished Brenson Romero in the first round. He landed a beautiful step forward left hook, and then rocked Brenson Romero and just literally just looked for the finish. These guys are big. They're big heavyweights. It's really annoying when you have somebody hurt. Like, all you have to do is land one more clean shot. So you might as well just unload the clip, because odds are you're going to catch him at least once, and then it's going to be over. And Azamat looked really good, man. It was minus 700. Azamat was calling for a 5-round fight, like whether it's a main event, obviously not a title fight, but a 5-round fight. And for somebody who looks like he has no gas tank, that actually does have a gas tank, I mean, it's really impressive to see him calling for a 5-round fight. He wants to work his way up to the title. I think this guy's going to be a problem in this division. I think top 10 for sure. Like, he's going to be in there for the next little bit. He hasn't been very active in his fights, or in his career. So hopefully he's fighting 2-3 times a year, and we see him up there in the top 10. Working his way towards the belt. Because can you imagine a world where the professional Uber driver is out there, with a championship belt? That would be insane. That would be insane. The Joshua Van Glaze is about to come. Not for me, but dude, I won't go that deep. But dude, Joshua Van is good. Joshua Van is... I'm impressed. I was really impressed with him in this fight. He isn't bigger than Bruno Silva. He is maybe a little bit stronger than Bruno Silva. He hits maybe a little bit harder than Bruno Silva. But he just intimidated Bruno Silva this fight. And it's something that I've tried to bring into my own kind of sparring and stuff like that in MMA, is not letting myself get intimidated when you're going against somebody who has that power. Because Bruno Silva just found himself overreacting or just flinching a little bit too much, and just accepting that Joshua Van is the bigger puncher, and obviously he is, and you have to accept that to some degree. But it's just Joshua Van just was bullying Bruno Silva, and I think at some point you can't let yourself get bullied. And Bruno Silva did an insane job with this fight. All props to Bruno Silva. He's a really, really good fighter, and he did everything he could in this fight to try to win it, based on how it went for him. And I really respect that. It was not one of those fights where it's he's just, letting himself lose a decision. He was in that fight the entire time trying to find a way to win. Just Joshua Van is really good with the boxing. His kicks, he doesn't use them very much, but when he does, they're pretty effective. The one thing Joshua Van does, we always talk about his cardio. The people are always talking about his cardio. Like, he's got a great gas tank. I think he has a good gas tank, but I don't think it's a great gas tank. I just think Bruno Silva is doing twice the output that Joshua Van is. And Joshua Van is kind of one of these guys who's just like walking. It's like, oh, Poaton's got a good gas tank. Well, no, he's pretty flat-footed and he's walking forward. He's not like insane movement around everywhere like all the time. Joshua Van he's kind of plotty. Like, he is kind of plotty. He's kind of just walking you down. And whenever you throw, he hits you with a nice counter. And he's throwing hard, so you have to give him some respect. But against a guy like Joshua Van, like, you kind of can't do what, in my opinion, I might be wrong. You can try to outpoint him and move around and stuff like that. But eventually, you're going to get more tired than he is, because he is not putting out a lot of like high intensity output. He's just, he's really fast when he explodes with his hands, and when he does, explode into combos, he's not countering, he's fast. But for the most part, he's just walking forward, kind of like Muay Thai style, where he's not like bouncing in and out or anything like that, and he's looking to land big shots. And I think Bruno Silva did a really good job of mixing it up with the striking. I think more kicks for Bruno Silva would have been good, especially to the legs and also to the body. Like, they're standing southpaw orthodox a lot. I think Bruno Silva could have used that, just, open stance, roundhouse kick a lot. It's kind of like a free shot, as Mighty Mouse calls it, to the arms of Joshua Van. And whether it slows Joshua Van down or not, it's just like, it's a free shot. One thing that Bruno Silva didn't do a lot is when Joshua Van was coming forward, he wasn't really giving him anything to stop him from coming forward. I think using something like a teep to stop Joshua Van to coming forward, like, well, what is Joshua Van going to do? Grab your teep it and, take you down? He's not really a grappler. Bruno Silva's probably better on the ground. So I think using things like that to keep Joshua Van, like, from advancing when he tries to step in, hit him with a switch kick or something like that, just to, like, slow him down a bit. I just think against somebody like Joshua Van, you can't let yourself get bullied, because you're just going to be the one, you're not leading the dance. And Joshua Van is very good at like lowering you to his pace and leading the fight, the dance, and countering you. It's a risky strategy, but I think you just have to hold your ground, and you kind of got to go like Rod Tang versus Rod Tang against Joshua Van. Like, Joshua Van is kind of like a Rod Tang in this division, where he's just walking you down. He's not expending an insane amount of energy. He trusts his chin for the most part, and he's gonna counter you really well. So I think you kind of have to just meet fire with fire and hope you come out on the winning end of that, which you very well might not, or be a really good grappler. I mean, Charles Johnson beat him, and Charles Johnson is an output guy on the outside. Obviously, he finished him, but it's possible. But I think against Joshua Van, it's a really tough fight. So Joshua Van's really good. Bruno Silva's a dog. He looked really good throughout the whole fight. He did everything he could. He was just using way more energy than Joshua Van, and he didn't have anything to slow Joshua Van or stop Joshua Van from coming forward and hitting with big shots. He needed to. I mean, he tried to shoot takedowns and it didn't really work for him. I don't know. Tough fight. Joshua Van's really good. Bruno Silva's really good too, but Joshua Van's a problem, man. He's a problem for sure. And he's not doing anything crazy. Like, he's not switching stances a lot. He's not, throwing crazy kicks. It's like, for the most part, a low kick, maybe a high kick here and there, maybe a couple teeps here and there, and just boxing. And he's just, steady coming forward. And when he does hurt Bruno Silva, I mean, he got to finish, but when Joshua Van did hurt Bruno Silva, you can see like him switch from like kind of like plodding forward to like exploding on Bruno Silva and just nasty ground and pound. So that's one thing I liked about Joshua Van is he's really good at finding a finish. And when he does have somebody hurt, he jumps on them and he tries to hurt them. So great win for Joshua Van. He's gonna have there's gonna be like a lot of people have a problem with him. I think for the most part, like, you have to be a better grappler, or you just have to be just as brute force stubborn as Joshua Van and meet him in the middle, and hopefully you can hit him as hard and counter as fast as him. Like, you just go Rod Tang against him. I don't know. it's like one of those guys. He's just going to keep coming forward, and he's got great counters. Kevin Holland, dude. People hate on Kevin Holland. He's by far one of my favorite fighters. He's talented everywhere. He's got great skills in the striking, great skills in the grappling, and he's entertaining as fuck. Is it frustrating as hell when this bro comes out and literally just gives up a win? Absolutely. Like, just ditches and throws the fucking game plan out the window off my balcony, just Kobe's it down to some random kid. Game plan gone, throws a textbook right in the dumpster, and then loses. It's like, brother. But this guy, 170, focused, he's a problem. And we saw that today. I think Kevin Holland, he wasn't the most technical in this fight. He was way more technical than he usually is. He was talking a lot of shit, which people are like, oh, it doesn't let him, he can't talk that much. He's not focusing. I think that's how Kevin Holland gets in the flow state. Like, when you're like talking and like you're just, doing what's natural to you, that's you being in the flow state. And I think for Kevin Holland, like, talk your shit, talk the fight. Like, this is him just being in that flow state, and this is how he performs, this is how he fights. So I think for him trying to stay like quiet, not talk as much, and just like focus directly on the fight is actually probably going to hinder his performance. He looked really good against Vicente Luque. I picked him to win this fight. Vicente Luque actually had a bit more movement and explosiveness than I remembered, but he just kind of plods a little bit too much and looks to counter. And I kind of figured Kevin Holland with the range and everything, and Vicente Luque is great in the ground. Kevin Holland is just as good as Vicente Luque. So, and we saw that he subbed Vicente. But Kevin Holland, one of these things, he hits really hard, and the reason I think we see people like him and Joe Pyfer hit really hard, obviously, a little bit of natural power, but they really sling shots. Like, Kevin Holland, like, when Vicente Luque was trying to take him down, was literally just swinging shots. Like, they have a lot of whip on their shots. It's not like you can have as much muscle as you want. You can be like Mike Chandler, and you can just throw a punch straight down the middle as hard as you can. It's not going to be, just using your muscles is not going to have that extra speed, extra momentum as if you whip a punch. Like, Kevin Holland whips punches, and those long arms, like, it's gonna have some sting on it, and we saw that. He hit Vicente Luque with a beautiful elbow over the top, and the nastiest hematoma ever is like literally like right on, like, I guess the soft part, like not quite your temple, but just a bit behind. It was nasty. It looked really bad. But dude, Kevin Holland looked really good out there. I think at 170, okay, skill set wise, physical attribute wise, Kevin Holland could probably be a champion at 170. Like, there's a chance he could be a champion at 170. I would not say that's a crazy take, but mindset wise, he's got some things to dial in. But I think if he dials everything in a little bit, like, I don't even think he has to go like full focus mode. That's not really who he is. I think it's gonna throw him off his like style of fighting. But just like 20% more like, focused and like, driven towards like winning a belt. We're gonna see this guy fight like maybe for a belt in the next couple of years. I would not be surprised. I really like Kevin Holland. I think no matter what he does in the UFC, like whether he's just, he's trying to actually get a belt or he's just fighting for fun, he's an entertaining fighter to have on the roster. He always has good fights. Like, for the most part, almost always has good fights. And he's a really good, like, he has good finishes against high-level people. So I really like Kevin Holland. Yeah, that's it. I'm a Kevin Holland glazer, dude. He's one of my more favorite fighters. He makes the sport, he's an interesting fighter. He makes the sport interesting. And he's just there to have a good time. Excuse me, that was nasty. Little dub for the boys. Little Timmy's. Mario Batista. I've always been high on Mario Batista. We're going to say I suck because Mario Batista is a boring fighter. I like Mario Batista. I think he's a good fighter. Patchy Mix, man. We're all going to have our own opinions on this. This fight blew for Patchy Mix. I thought it was a good fight for Mario Batista. I thought he did everything he needed to get a win. Now, Mario Batista is a smart fighter. Like, he's not going to, like, there's the fifth round, and he's like, okay, like, he's won 2 rounds, like, he just has to, you can't get caught in a submission, he's got to make it through the round. he's doing what he needs to get through the round and win a fight, which is really smart on his part. But he's not lowering his input or output. Like, bro, who's that guy that just literally ran around the cage for like the whole last round? Why am I forgetting his name? Striker from Morocco. It'll come up. You guys know what I'm talking about. He's not just like running around, like literally avoiding Patchy Mix for the whole last round. He was still throwing shots. He was still putting out the same output as he did in the first and second round. So, really good win for Mario Batista. He's got a good game plan. He's a really good, well-rounded fighter. He's not like insanely good in every, in one area, but he's very, very good everywhere. And his striking is good. People are saying like, oh, he's a really good grappler. He's a good grappler. His wrestling is good. His cage work's good, but his striking is really good as well. It's always been good. And I really like Mario Batista in this fight. I think his hate over the next couple of years is gonna go away. I think we're gonna see Mario Batista, up in that top 5 mix, at maybe top 5 mix in bantamweight in the next couple of years. So we really seek to see that he's a really good fighter. He's big for the division too. People are like, Patchy Mix is so big, dude. Patchy Mix's fucking legs are literally built like. I swear to God, my arm is bigger than Patchy Mix's leg. Like, they're like, oh man, he's bigger than Sean O'Malley. Dude literally has like Skeletor legs. Like, his knees are bigger than the muscles on his legs. When you look at this shit, like, let me zoom in here. Bro's knees, his kneecaps are literally bigger than the muscle. He has zero muscle on his legs. Like, I don't even know how he's a good grappler, but literally, like, I swear to God, this guy has never touched a gym / leg day in his life. Like, I don't know. I watched this fight coming into this because everybody's like, I watched some of his fights at Bellator and stuff coming into this because everybody's like, oh yeah, he's like, Patchy Mix is going to be a problem, man. And I watched the one fight against the Russian dude that is kind of like a little chunky for 135, but actually has good striking and mixes up well. And Patchy Mix did good against him. It was still a close fight, but he did good against him, like in the striking. But he just had, I was not impressed. I was like, his striking's okay. Like, it's not as bad. Like, it's not bad, but it's like, not like, wow. But his striking in this fight was like 50% worse. Was it Mario Batista's plan, or Mario Batista? Like, his game planning? No. I just think Patchy Mix had like fucking zero output, bro. This is a fight like where I talk about people that just literally let fights get away from them, and they're not able to adapt. He didn't adapt at all. Like, first round, literally pieced up the entire round, didn't throw anything. He's trying to stand with the striker, and he's the grappler. First of all, his striking's not good. He's flat-footed. He doesn't move his head at all. And Mario Batista's not small. He's not a midget for 135 like some of the other guys Patchy Mix has fought. He's a big bantamweight. He's a strong bantamweight, too. He's got good movement. Patchy Mix is literally just walking forward, getting punched in the face the whole round. You'd think after that, it's like, okay, that game plan did not work for me. I need to switch it up. Maybe I am just going to shoot. I'm going to go Merab mode. I'm just going to shoot 30 fucking takedowns this fight, and hopefully I get him to the ground once out of those 30 times, and then I have a big advantage in the grappling. Didn't shoot a single fucking takedown until the third round, and it was a shit takedown he shot. I was very disappointed with Patchy Mix's, I think everybody was, but like, bro literally just came out there and let himself lose the fight. Like, he didn't even try to come back in the fight. He didn't even try to make adjustments. He literally just like, oh, well, this isn't working, so I'm going to keep doing it for the rest of the fight. It was just a bad performance, and I was not stoked to see it. But I did get this pick right. I mean, he was a big, not a big favorite, but like, he's a favorite over Mario Batista, and he did not look good in this fight at all. So, anyways, back to the lobby, back to Bellator. Patchy Mix. It was a pretty poor debut. Like, if you had this kind of performance against like a top 3 bantamweight, like Peter Yan or somebody like that, I don't think Peter Yan's top 3 right now, or like Corey or whatever, like, we could excuse it, but like, Mario Batista's a really, really good bantamweight, but he's not even in the fucking rankings, dude, is he? I think he's like maybe 10th. Like, he's 10th or something like that. So, I don't know. Patchy Mix didn't look like he didn't even belong in there with Mario Batista. It wasn't even a close fight. Like, he just didn't do anything. Like, he just literally let himself lose 3 rounds. There was no like, oh, I'm losing. Like, okay, I'm going to really pressure the fight and like just like, if I'm committed to this stand-up and I'm committing to striking, I'm just going to throw, like, the kitchen sink at him, or I'm going to, like, close distance. I'm just going to throw bombs and maybe get a finish. Like, third round, you have to finish him. You know you're down 2 rounds. Why are you just doing the same shit you've been doing the last 2? Anyways, it made me mad. It made me mad. And then this fight kind of made me a little bit mad as well, honestly, because Joe Pyfer literally just, his controller died after the first round. He's like, all right, well, I'm just going to coast my way to a win against literally a fucking hamburger on sticks. Kelvin Gastelum's legs, dude, Kelvin Gastelum's legs are like literally like, he should not be at middleweight. I don't even think he should be at lightweight, dude. Like, Kevin Gastelum is a fat lightweight, let alone middleweight. Like, it's crazy. He should be at, like, literally get this guy on a diet and put him at 155. I don't think he can make 155, but put him at 155. Like, that's literally what his body, like, shape is. His legs are the legs of a 155er. Like, literally. His upper body is just a fucking blob, but I didn't have Kevin Gastelum winning this fight. I don't think Kevin Gastelum is all that good. I don't think Kevin Gastelum is all as good as he used to be. He's a good fighter, but like when he was actually more in shape and he's fighting at 170, he was a better fighter. He had more output, but he still wasn't like up here. Like, he's a good fighter and he has good striking and he's very, very durable. But he's not on a mission for gold, dude. He's on a mission for quesadilla. It's crazy. Anyways, Joe Pyfer hits him with an insane shot in the first round. I thought Joe Pyfer knocked him out, like, literally, like, first, like, 40 seconds of the fight. I was like, oh, my God. Like, Joe Pyfer literally just got, like, the craziest KO on Kevin Gastelum. This is insane. And then somehow Kevin Gastelum, like, literally, I don't know. Dude, I don't know. We've never seen a chin like this. We thought Max had a chin. That's a chin, dude. Like, we gotta send Ilya to go after Kevin Gastelum's fat ass to beat him, or knock him out. Like, so, like send Ilya out there, dude. They're literally the same. They're almost the same fucking height, and I honestly think Ilya will beat Kevin Gastelum. Like, I really do. It's crazy. Kevin Gastelum should not be fighting Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer looked really good in the first round. He landed some really nice shots. He was framing well. He actually has really good reaction time and really good just natural, like, athletic ability and movement, especially in the striking. And his grappling's good too, and he's really good. He's got good movement, he's got good striking, knows where he is in the thing, he knows how to counter well. But his output was dog shit. Like, Joe Pyfer, there's no reason Joe Pyfer should not have finished Kelvin Gastelum or had like an O'Malley versus like Cheeto or Chris Moutinho kind of fight where he literally just pieced Kevin Gastelum up for like 15 minutes. Like, anyways, like after that first round, Joe Pyfer literally just looked for the big shot the entire time. And he's literally just like walking like this, like just literally ready to just, only right hands. And when he's throwing them, he's not even throwing them straight. He's just ready to he just wants to whip it like Kevin Holland and put some crazy power on it, some sting on it. But it's a little bit too obvious. And Kevin Gastelum is like, he's not great, but he's not like, you can't just do that to try to knock Kevin Gastelum out. Anyways, he kind of just coasted the last 2 rounds and won, minus the first round, a boring fight. My girl, my man, Kayla Harrison, dude. I wasn't not a fan of Kayla Harrison coming to this fight. I was like, kind of like, whatever, like Kayla Harrison, she's really good. Like, but I'm not like, yo, like, Kayla Harrison's sick. Like, I'm a fan of Kayla Harrison. I want to see her fights. I'm a fan of Kayla Harrison now. This girl has done everything she can do in the sport. Like, she's extremely dedicated. The embedded stuff about her was actually kind of cool to hear, her backstory. She's a fucking badass, dude. This girl, the fact that this girl makes 135 is insane. Like, she's literally like, she logs O'Malley and Merab. Like, we might have to send Kayla Harrison after Merab to beat him. I actually, like, dude, who's gonna beat Merab? Maybe fucking Kayla Harrison. Maybe she's gonna Kimura Merab. Like, bro, I swear to God, she's gotta be stronger than Merab. She might be. She might actually be stronger than Merab. It's crazy that she makes 135. Her striking, people are saying her striking so bad. Dude, it's Juliana Pena. Come on, like, she's not fighting on prime Valentina Shevchenko that weighs an extra 10 pounds. She's fighting Juliana Pena. Like, the fact that people pick Juliana Pena to win this fight is actually, like, it's actually awful. Like, I was going to say the R word, but it's actually awful. Like, Juliana Pena is not winning a fight against Juliana Pena's technique is awful, and all aspects of her game, like, it's not good anywhere. Like, her grappling is not, like, it's not, yes, she submitted Amanda Nunes, but it's not like her grappling isn't good. It's not good. Kayla Harrison is good. Like, pretty much everywhere. People say her striking is really bad. Her striking is better than Juliana Pena's, in my opinion. Would she maybe gas out in the later, like in the 5th round because of her crazy weight cut? Yeah, maybe. But she's by the time the fight gets past the first 2-3 rounds, like, Kayla Harrison's gonna have a finish by a 3rd round against any opponent she goes against. And even if it does go to the 4th round, the opponent's gonna get their fucking ass kicked for literally 20 minutes. Like, what is Juliana Pena gonna have left cockroaching her way out in the 5th round? Like, she's gonna be destroyed by the 5th round. Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes is an exciting fight. I'm actually excited for it. People are saying, like, oh, like, this division's dead. It is kind of dead, to be honest. But I'm excited to see Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. I think that's a good fight. When they squared them off in the cage, I was excited to see that. Like, that got me interested in that fight. I will tune into that fight. Kayla Harrison's an absolute unit. She's a really good, well-rounded fighter. Again, like I said with Kayla Harrison, she's one of these people that's a very, very professional athlete. So she's always going to keep improving and always going to get better. I did not think Juliana Pena was going to get better from her last couple fights. Kayla Harrison, I expect her to get better every fight. I expect her striking to get better. I expect her grappling, her submissions to get better every fight she goes into. So I think she's going to be a problem, and I'm going to say it. Amanda Nunes actually looked really big against Kayla Harrison, but I'm going to go with Kayla Harrison to win against Amanda Nunes. That might be a controversial take, but I could be very wrong because I also picked O'Malley to beat Merab. Which, dude, O'Malley told us he was locked in. He told us he was locked in, and he actually looked really locked in for this fight. Merab is just Merab is a unit, dude. And to be fair, coming into this fight, like, I was actually really excited to just, whoever won this fight, like, I'm going to be stoked for anyways, because I'm a big Merab fan as well. Like, it's hard. You can't not be a Merab fan. Like, dude is hilarious, and he's a really good fighter, and he puts everything out there, his heart and his soul. And he just destroys people. And I wanted Sean O'Malley to win because I thought it would be really, but I also didn't want Merab to lose. But I wanted Sean O'Malley to win. I think that influenced my pick a little bit. But Sean O'Malley, dude, he looked locked in. He looked really good. He was defending the takedowns the first round well. I just think and we were talking about this at the gym today after sparring. I think he needed to go first more. But if he does go first, Merab's really good at, like, go first more and, like, kind of just a little bit of Joshua Van Merab where he's coming forward and just, like, you know, he's hitting combos on him. He's not waiting for that one shot as much. He's not trying to counter as much. I think he needed to just output Merab, like, in the striking. Kind of like, you know, when he was fighting, there's a little thing. When he was fighting Chito Vera, he was throwing, like, nonstop, like, for 25 minutes. I think he needed to throw not that much, but, like, you know, like that, where he was, like, jab, 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 throwing, kicking, you know, low calf kicks, all this stuff, like, just keeping Merab thinking a lot more, instead of just waiting for Merab to come in and then trying to counter, because that lets Merab do his thing. But also, we were talking about, it's like, Merab's really good at ducking under punches or taking one and then grabbing the person and just, you know, going into that grappling. So maybe if Sean O'Malley did throw more and have that higher output, he probably, you know, he could have got taken down and just held there for the rest of the round. His grappling did look better when he was flat on his cage work. Grappling did look better, but when he was flat and his movement on, like, in the striking looked really good too. But I think a little bit not quite enough output. But when he was flat in his back against Merab, like, not against the cage, he wasn't getting enough, and that was the real thing. Like, in that 3rd round, like, when he was flat on his back, he was just getting dominated, and he was looking for submissions. I think one thing that Sean O'Malley was doing from the back that was not smart was trying to get a triangle or an armbar on Merab, always trying to, you know, get an arm and tuck the leg over. Just get up, man. Just feet on his hips, push, hand on his head, and just literally run away from Merab when he's on top. Try everything you can to get up. Merab, you're likely going to get up, and Merab's going to take you right back down again. But you can't just try to work off your back, because you're not going to submit Merab. And You're just gonna spend the whole entire round on the ground like that. Merab Merab coming to this fight is like, man, like he looks kind of like he's not in it, he's not really down, and then he comes out with his grin, and he's like, Merab literally in between rounds, he's just like literally an angry little midget, like he's literally flexing like this, like arms aside, just literally jumping back and forth like this, dude. It's actually crazy to see it like in between rounds, the way Merab was just like, Sean O'Malley's like focused, and Merab is just like an angry little leprechaun midget, like not even angry, happy, just like. Such a wild like thing to see, staring across from me with that big shit-eating grin on his face. Like he's an absolute unit. He looked really good, and for him to get a finish in this fight is a huge statement. Merab submitting Sean O'Malley, very impressive. Sean O'Malley was leaving his head there. I get caught in things like that sometimes, but I don't think he expected Merab to be able to latch up a submission or look for a submission like that. And by the time he did, it was too late. Merab, did a great job of locking up that north-south choke and just dropping the shoulder pressure on him. Merab's a problem, dude. Like, I don't know who we put against Merab next. I think you gotta put Corey Sandhagen. And I do think Corey Sandhagen does better than O'Malley, because I think Corey Sandhagen's grappling is a lot better than O'Malley's. Just because, he's been tested against Umar. Like, he grappled with Umar just fine. Like, yeah, he lost that fight, but he grappled with Umar just fine. And I think against Merab, he's gonna have... Obviously, Merab is, a different problem, but I think against Merab, he's going to have a lot of success. And if I'm going to pick people saying, oh, yeah, Umar could be the one to beat Merab, I think Corey Sandhagen could too. Like, if I had to pick two people in this division to get Merab out of there, it would be Corey or it would be Umar. So, who knows? But it's kind of shitty for Sean because I don't know where we put him in the division. Like, he's gonna have some sick fights, but he's gonna have a hard ass time to win a title again if that's what he wants to do. And I think like his whole brand is based on being like the best, and he wants to be the best. He's gonna have a hard time working his way back up there. Like this division is stacked, and there's really, really good guys everywhere. Like, he has to fight Peter Yan again. Like, tough fight. He has to fight literally anybody in this division. Is a tough fight for him. Like, he's gonna have a tough fight with any guys in that top 5, top 10. So, do I think he can win? 100%. Do I think he can beat somebody like Umar? Ooh, that's a tough fight. Do I think he can beat somebody like Corey? Ooh, that's a tough fight. But possibly. But it's really tough, man. Like, he's gonna have a hard time against all these guys working his way back up. And Merab is just gonna keep on rolling, dude. I don't know. It would be really, like, at this point, like, Merab, we can say Merab's bantamweight GOAT, but at this point, like, I just want to see Merab, like, just continue to steamroll people. Like, let's see Merab just 5 more dominant dubs. Like, end of story, bantamweight GOAT, 100%. Like, that would be really sick to see Merab just crush everybody, just keep crushing everybody. So, anyways, that's my recap for the fights. This is probably the longest one we've ever did. Again, a great card. We finally have a good card. So, that's a huge bonus. If you guys enjoyed this video and you've been coming around for a couple of them, like and subscribe to the channel. Helps me out. Again, this is the MMA channel, so if you want to check out the ski channel, head over to just Bruce Oldham. We do all the other stuff there, but it's nice for me to have like a separate kind of thing for the MMA channel. And I really enjoy doing these breakdowns. So, see you in the next one. Doses.